at harm. I am Supergirl.
Hey guys, just finished watching Supergirl, Season 3, Episode 11, Fort Rozz. This episode was kind of fun. It was kind of an interesting episode. The idea, the concept of it was pretty cool. The four of them going off to Fort Rozz to fight and stuff. And it was an interesting idea. Although it was kind of silly, the fact that, that they could only have women there. I thought that was kind of weird. You couldn't think. I didn't go like the name of the planet was very difficult. It was like random numbers and stuff, which is not sure if it's from the comics or whatnot. And so it's just difficult to like trying to figure out the exact name of it. So it's just random numbers. It's difficult to find out if it really is, to find out what the name of it is, so that we could just Google it. So I think I feel like that there's probably in the history of Superman so long, I feel like there is a planet like that. So they could have just used a planet with an actual name that we could probably easily Google rather than just some random numbered planet. But if it is the thing, it is an actual planet from the comics. Kudos. But I didn't understand the fact that they were just in its orbit. They weren't actually on its planet. Just because you're in orbit doesn't mean you're on the planet and you're breathing its oxygen. So I don't see why Martian Manhunter, the rest of them couldn't. Mon-El, Brainiac. Does he even have a Y chromosome, or is he just a robot? Why couldn't he go? There was no explanation why he couldn't go for that. I mean, he's a robot, right? Is he not? He could have done some stuff. I mean, that would have been cool seeing him on there. So that was just kind of weird the way that was going on. I get the idea of it, and all that, but I don't know. It was just kind of silly. Just didn't explain it enough. And then the whole idea of bringing in some criminals to help him do that. That was just kind of weird the way they do it. So I got some pointers here to talk about. It was some really cool stuff. So first one is just Alex watched Ruby and stuff. That was kind of interesting to see that, and dealing with the Maggie stuff, how that went on. That was kind of interesting to see how that went. I feel like it was just kind of doing something. Like it was just kind of filler in this episode. They didn't really have a story for her. It's like, oh, Maggie, did she get the text from Maggie type thing? She've got something. They're just willing to bring up some stuff with Ruby around, which was kind of annoying. Instead, it would have been better to use that opportunity to have Ruby end up talking about her mother and how her mother's doing some weird stuff, and plant some seeds into Alex's mind, as if, she's really acting weird. She's really acting weird and all that stuff. And then when she brought it up at the end of the episode, we could have actually had that, and they could have made some connection. Like, oh wow, you mentioned that. Yeah, you're losing stuff out, and it just making it very weird. And then they could find out later on, putting the puzzle together, that Samantha Aries is Rain and stuff. So I think that could have been cool, using that time to do that, instead of this silly waste of time storyline that about Maggie and the passport, and then Ruby and the bully, which was kind of just like, okay, it just kind of, also the way she dealt with that bully, which is kind of just like, wow, she got off really easy. She really thinks she's not gonna do it type thing, not gonna do it again. I think she really need to do something a little bit more. If I was Alex, go as far as even arresting her, handcuffing her, and all that stuff, and pretend to actually arrest her type thing. That would have been way more impactful than just saying, hey, you're gonna get in trouble type thing. Just showing her passport type thing. But then again, I guess maybe she couldn't get access to a police car or a black van type thing, a black one of those vans they always have all the time. That would have been cool, seeing her come up and actually arresting her, walking her all the way down through the front porch and stuff type thing to the car, and then when she's bawling her eyes out in the car, then take off the handcuffs and say, "You're sure you're not going to do it again? Okay," then let her go. I think that would have been way more impactful, and it would have made way more impactful. And she could also have said, if you see anyone else do that, tell them the same thing, or I'm going after them type thing. And I think that would have made way more impactful than it did, because it seems like she's just like, oh yeah, no, don't do it, and that's it. But she might just do it within a couple of months. She'll stop maybe for a couple of months, and then she'll do it again. So it didn't seem like it was really impactful there. So there could have been a better storyline to use Alex and Ruby, and having them together through the episode could have been way better. Could have been further along the whole plot of the show. But it was just kind of wasted and just threw it in there like that. So it was kind of just disappointing the way they used that. And so there was like sad, and the planet full of women. That was kind of silly. It was like, I didn't really get why they had to be on there, and why couldn't Brainiac go on there type thing. And then also, when I was thinking about that, what about Miss Martian? Where is she? Can't she just she was on Mars. And how far is Mars from this planet? They never, talked about that to say whether or not they can just say, hey, Miss Martian, can you come and help? Can you meet us there type of thing? You know, I mean, she does have, they do have the what's this, John Jones's car spaceship thing. So, you know, why couldn't they do anything with that? You know, that would have been cool. And maybe like, don't they have other female DEO agents that could come with her? I mean, what's the one there? I can't think of her name. She always has the short hair. Have her come across. I think she's also on S.H.I.E.L.D. actually. So maybe the actress is actually busy on S.H.I.E.L.D. Do we have her on here? I forget the name of the actress or the actor. It's like that one agent girl who's, you know, always on both Supergirl and he's been very often on Supergirl and on S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff. Oh, there it is. Agent Veskers? Agent Veskers type of thing? I don't know. I'll try and put her picture up there on here. There. Yeah, she's been in S.H.I.E.L.D. She's been in Supergirl. I think she was in it mostly a lot in the first season type thing. Would have been cool to see her join the thing, or just anyone more than just these supervillains that Supergirl had no plan on, no backup plan to deal with these characters. They didn't put them in some sort of collars or whatever to keep them in line or anything like that, which would have been really cool is if they had Brainiac go with them and they had some sort of collars on them and Brainy could have been up, and then just kind of he's able to, like, with some implant or something like that to keep them kind of like Suicide Squad, but not exactly obviously a bomb, but something that just Brainiac could just control with his powers type thing to kind of stop them, keep them in check. So that would have been cool. The text from Maggie, which was kind of boring there. Like I said, she had no plan. What else? Oh, and the other really cool part about this episode, the one that the best part of this episode was the whole fact that I forget the character's name, but the character that Supergirl went to go after to looking for, she was trying to get the information on from Rain. It was complicated named, whatever. It was actually played by Sarah Douglas, who played Ursa in Superman 1 and Superman 2 with Christopher Reeves and stuff like that. So that was really cool, seeing Ursula back. I was seeing her and I was like, she has to be someone from the comics. The way they're building this up, she has to be an iconic, a legacy cast, or somehow it just seems like they're making her really good. And yep, sure enough, it's a legacy cast, which is pretty cool. She played Ursula. She played Ursula in Superman 1, Superman 2. She was the Queen Tamaris in Conan the Destroyer 1984 with Schwarzenegger and all kinds of stuff. And she's been returning and she did voice acting in Green Lantern animated series. She's been in all kinds of Doctor Who stuff. So it really is cool. Batman Beyond, Superman TV series. It really is interesting to see that. It's really nice when they do that. Some legacy casting for the show. That was really cool seeing that. And then the other part was at the end, seeing we got Rain. Rain Rain gets attacked by what's her face, by Sai and stuff. Which was kind of interesting to see that. And it seemed like Samantha Aries was kind of brought out of Rain, but at the end when she's talking to Alex, she doesn't really remember what's going on. She just has a complete memory loss. She doesn't remember that glimpse of them being like, oh my god, looking at her and finding out that she was Rain. I think that would have been really cool, is for her to land back and be like, oh my god, she finds out that she's Rain before anyone else finds out she's Rain, and she's trying to hide it. I think that could have been a cool storyline. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, keeping her the good guy rather than have her find out on her own that she's Rain, and not tell everyone, keep it a secret for everyone, making her kind of a bad person for not really looking out for help and not asking her friends, like Maggie and like Alex and Kara and all those people for help type thing with the situation. So I think it was really cool the way they're going to go with it. Could be interesting to see where that goes. But then at the end when Rain kind of like hits Livewire and stuff and kills her, which was kind of like the way she hit, I was like, oh, okay, she's hit, but it didn't look like she was dead. And then that scene with the shots with Supergirl over Livewire, and like as she was dying, and then she fades away. The blast hole was right there in plain view, and it looked terrible. It looked like they threw some glue and some glitter on the hole, and that was it. It didn't look like anything. It looked like they took some glue and poured it in like a glitter box and then put blobs on it. It really didn't look like she had been shot by a Kryptonian and with a laser and a burning hole through her chest type thing. Now, it doesn't need to be through and through, super bloody and all that stuff. It is TV and stuff, but it needs to look real, like she actually got hit by a Kryptonian heat vision type thing. It needs to look like there's an actual hole in her chest type thing that's actually going to kill her, rather than just, you know, whatever was there type thing. It didn't even look like it went through her shirt, her sweater she was wearing, and it was just kind of like, come on, at least go through and have some sort of, you know, or cut the frame and don't show her, and just, you know, don't show it in the shot type thing, and have something. I don't know. It would have been cool to see it, even if it was just like a part of her that was still kind of with lightning holes. Like maybe she could have had a hole in the chest, and it was just kind of the pure lightning that she is trying to connect and stuff, and just sparks from the lightning. That could have been cool, because it just took me out of the scene type thing when I saw that. I was like, oh, and then they just ruined the whole death scene, no matter how good the acting was for the death and stuff. So it just kind of made it. Yeah. So it was an okay episode, like the idea where it's going type thing. Just the execution of it was kind of terrible. I mean, why those two villains? Why specifically Livewire? Why her? There was no reason. It feels like they just went, put all the superhero female villains we have in a hat, mix it all up, and just pick two, and that's how they got it. And I was just like, oh, okay. It was just kind of, you know, they just had them all the female superhero characters, and they just kind of called every actress until the first two that picked up the phone type thing, and it was just kind of like, rather than just having it a reason why we specifically want those, and why only these four. You know, there's no other female DEO agents that could have gone with them. I mean, it would have been cool to see Alex go with them, but I guess not. But so yeah, there was just kind of disappointing with all that there. So yeah, hopefully we'll see how things go in next week's episode. The trailer looks okay. I mean, nothing super duper interesting in the trailer for next week's episode at all. So we'll have to wait and see where things go with this. But I guess now that it's just Supergirl on Mondays, no more Gifted, so we'll have to just wait and do with what we have. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below. What do you think about it? Where do you think things are going? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes subscribing is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.